Welcome everybody to Unity Community, our virtual service. We are so happy to have you here. We welcome you whoever you are, wherever you are. So we know we have people that are watching from many different states, and we welcome you all here. We welcome you no matter the color of your skin or who you love or where you come from. You are welcome here. Let's say our mission statement together. We are a vibrant, welcoming, multi-generational, prosperous community embodying love and awakening spiritual consciousness. And let's just burst into song here with Soulshine.
All right, good morning, everybody. You will notice there's somebody missing. To coin a phrase from the great Cheech and Chong, Dave's not here. But we have the handsome and devil-may-care Victor Johnson, along with the beautiful Sean Axton. Aww. So let's get started with some chants, and we're going to start with a song called "All Is Well." All is well, I can rest, I am safe. All is well, all is well, I can rest, I am safe. All is well. All is
We're going to turn to celebrations. Wait till you see this getup.
Am I on? Good morning. Okay, so my outfit, my ears this morning are compliments of Meda. She went to Disney World, Disneyland for her 40th birthday, and so these are her leftovers. And so this is kind of for all of, and then I had this boa that goes perfect with them. So this is for all of you Disney fans who aren't able to visit Disneyland right now, but also because so that I have something shiny to help keep your attention, because, you know, some feathers and sequins, so fun. Well, hi, Zeke. Zeke is over here because he's very excited about celebrations as well. So we have a lot. We have a good stack today. The first one I am going to read is from Lisa. And Lisa has, what I love about this community is that, you know, we've been talking about the labyrinth vision, and we had someone else who was going to be kind of spearheading that and being the lead and was not able to fill that role after all. And that when that happens in our community, we have someone else is able to step in and say, I'm happy to do it. And so it just keeps getting better and better. So she is now the new lead for that and had a little organization meeting last night. And she wants to celebrate all the amazing people who came. She especially wants to call out Pamela Matthews for connecting Unity with Len, who is an amazing designer of labyrinths all over the world, and so he is helping her with that design. And so just, I know their energy together is going to be so beautiful. And again, she just thanks everyone who came out yesterday and all the energy that was brought to that. She also has another celebration. She has a daughter, Aniela, who is a documentary filmmaker, who is also does these horse treks. And I thought this was a really beautiful celebration because she is doing a horseback trip through the Sierras for about a week, and she has created a sponsor trip and is inviting a young black woman and a Native American woman to join them on this trip so that they can have this amazing experience for absolutely free. And I just thought that was so beautiful. So way to go, Aniela. Your mama and your Unity community are very proud of you. Marilyn, I know last week Jane read something and shared that Marilyn's sister had passed away, Marilyn Holland. And I wanted to read, she sent me an email this morning wanting to celebrate her again, and it's just short, but I wanted to read it because I know this is very special to her. I am celebrating the life of my sister Fran, my best friend. Her desire to learn about all people of the world and her love to travel took her to 23 countries where her light touched so many lives. I can feel her energy and see her light twinkle and know we will always be connected. And that's just such a beautiful way to see and go through grief and loss. So we know that she is with you too, Marilyn. Holly Simonette wants to celebrate something for all of us too: health, prosperity, love, and whatever the future holds. So I think we can all celebrate that as well. And she's also going on a kayaking adventure, so she's excited about that. Let's see, Heather is headed to Crystal Crane Hot Springs. Lucky. Jim is also he's put in a celebration for the Labyrinth. He was part of the team yesterday that met up, so he wants to celebrate Lisa and her taking that on that role again. Rachel Ann's youngest son is coming home to stay with her after a long semester away during the pandemic, so she is so excited to have him back. Let's see, Carol Fox is celebrating the Labyrinth too, so I guess she was part of the group yesterday. She is also celebrating almost being a quarter of a century old. And Carol, I just want to remind you, when you're not supposed to round up. You're supposed to round down. But she's decided she must bring it on. She's like 75, it's almost here, she's ready. So Manissa is celebrating Zeke being well, because I guess he wasn't feeling good. So we are all celebrating Zeke feeling better. Anita is celebrating seeing clients, and I know Jane posted a beautiful thing saying that Jane was one of the people that she got to see, and what an amazing experience, healing experience that was for Jane. So I'm glad you're able to start working with people again, Anita. And then little Blaze, who is 4, got to go camping this past week, and he is super excited about 4th of July coming up. And then another one, Sean Axton is celebrating her new friendships with Pip and Kaya that she met at the Juneteenth celebration, and wanted to call out that Pip's birthday is on the 4th of July. So celebrating that. All right, couple more. Now, Marilee and Fred have moved to Meridian, Idaho. I don't know if you remember, but Fred was a treasurer of our board, and Marilee was a huge volunteer here. So we're super sad that you guys are gone, but we hope you will stay connected with our live streaming, and we miss you. And Marilee already has the garage cleaned out so she can park her cars in, and that doesn't surprise me because she is a very well-organized woman. Pat Frayne celebrated his birthday and being sung to yesterday by some of our Unity members. And then Sylvia volunteered yesterday for fences for Fido, and they built fences for 24 dogs in Warm Springs yesterday. So, wow, wow, wow. Lots to celebrate this week. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thanks for being here. Mwah.
May I interject one quick celebration I didn't have time to clear with you before we started?
All right, we'll let you go in there.
Because this is special to me. This, I don't know if it's visible in the video, but the keyboard that I am using was anonymously donated to me by members of this community, and so was the case in which it was transported. And so when I found out I was going to be doing the musical directing, I was like, I'm going to use my keyboard just so people who donated it can see it in action. So I just wanted to thank whoever it is that's responsible for it, and I'm glad I don't know, because then it just comes from the community at large, and I think that's awesome. So
I also want to celebrate. I think the only reason that it hasn't made it to the list there is because Tiffany and Matt Williams had their baby. So I think it was Thursday, so they have a baby boy, Gio, and Miles is now a big brother. So we send congratulations to them, and know at some point when they catch up on sleep, they'll probably be typing it in themselves, but I thought you'd all want to know. So we're going to move into meditation now. And this week, the theme is all about independence and revolution, because we're gearing up for celebrating the 4th of July and celebrating that in times that are complicated. But the original celebration was about throwing off the rule of the king. And metaphysically, that means an outside ruler. So the replacement for that should be an inside ruler. And that's where we're going in meditation today. Let's move inside and find the ruler of our own hearts. So I invite you to just close your eyes and let the music and the breath guide you in. And your ruler may show up in a form. You can have a beautiful crown, or it may be just a color, or even a fragrance, or just a knowing. But imagine that you are walking through the chambers of your heart like they are an ancient corridor. Imagine small lights flickering at the top of the walls in this chamber. And you're going deeper and deeper into the core of your heart. Imagine a sensation in your body of excitement and awe. Imagine how you would feel if you were going to meet a great spiritual leader like the Dalai Lama. That kind of excitement, call it in, because you are about to meet someone even greater, the ruler of your own heart. And just imagine that there's a door or a curtain or something that you can part. And on the other side, as you enter, imagine light filling the room, there in the center of your heart. And you perceive the ruler of your heart, who is waiting for you with such love and welcome. And I invite you to just spend some time in the silence with this ruler and feel yourself coming into harmony, opening your mind and listening to what the ruler has to say to you. What rules does this ruler want to give you to follow? Is there a course correction that is required? Listen now. And as you listen, make a resolution, make a declaration. For you are free. You are free to follow the rules of your own heart. Agree to do so now. Put your signature on the document of declaration for how you will live your life. And then bring your attention back as we join together in prayer, coming from this place of freedom and power. And we hold in our consciousness those in our community who are suffering with one kind of illness or pain or another. We see them recovering fully. No matter the circumstance, no matter the diagnosis, it cannot hold any power next to the power of the ruler of our own hearts. And from that authority, we claim healing for each one of these beloveds. As we're praying, I hear sirens of an ambulance going by, and we include those who are being tended to by that ambulance. May they find healing, for it is their birthright. We hold all of those who are in conflict in our country right now. And we see the polarities and the hatred dissolving. We claim peace and true freedom and opportunity for all. We know that that is the divine design. And even though we may not have the answers personally of how to bring that heaven to earth, we know that that is what truth is, and that is possible, therefore, and we claim it as so. We hold little Geo Williams in our consciousness, and we bless him, knowing that he has beautiful parents and a wonderful big brother and a community that can't wait to be able to see him, and a life that has purpose, and that he is already growing in his own beautiful way. And for all those right now who are so lonely and aching to be around people, we just gather them up into our hearts, and we proclaim that their own hearts are a hub of love, and love is flowing to them and from them. And we see them comforted by knowing the truth of this. And for all those mourning, the ones that have died, we just gather them also in our hearts. And we know that those who have left this physical plane haven't gone anywhere, really. They are still vibrating all around us. And they have become new angels of mercy who are helping us to evolve. And for this, we are so grateful. So let's take all of these prayers now and move them into song.
Breathe in and know I am. Be still and know I am. Let go and know I am. I am. I am. Breathe in and know I am. Lay still and know I am. Let go and know I am. I am.
Love is our ultimate reality, everywhere present and whole. It radiates abundantly and continually creates good in my life and in the world. As we gratefully acknowledge the presence and power of love now, we see the people and circumstances we hold in prayer healed and illumined by love, and so it is. And soul shine.
Don't give up, I know you can see all the world and the mess that we're making. Can't give up and hope God will intercede. Come on back. Imagine that we could get it together. Stand up for what we need to be. 'Cause crying won't save or feed a hungry child. Can't lay down and wait for some miracle to change things. So lift up your heart, lift up your mind, singing, mercy will we overcome this. One by one, could we turn it around? Maybe carry on just a little bit longer, and I'll try to give you what you need. Me and you and you and you just want to be free, yeah. But you see, all the world is just as we have made it. Until we've got a new world, I gotta say, love is not a whisper or a weakness. No, love is strong. Now we got to get it together, yeah. Gotta get, till there is no reason to fight. Mercy, will we overcome this? One by one, do we turn it around? Maybe carry on just a little bit longer, and I'll try to give you what you need. So lift up your heart, lift up your mind, singing, mercy will we overcome this. Have we gone too far to turn it around? So we ask too much to be a little bit stronger. I try to give you, oh mercy, what will become of this? One by one, can we turn it around? Maybe carry on just a little bit longer. I'll try to give you, I want to give you what you need. So lift up your heart, lift up your mind.
Oh, lift up your heart. So, in 1776, the Declaration of Independence claimed that we were free, claimed that we would no longer be under the authority of an outside ruler, the king. And the king in question, the King of England, came from a long tradition of battles. The kings of England, if you get into reading those stories, they were always fighting with someone. They were always fighting to be the one who was really in charge, because somebody always wanted to overthrow them. So that that's the heritage that comes to America. And the people that were here, the colonists, decide to throw off that kind of rule. And they go for, and so metaphysically, that represents the ego. It's an outside force that is telling us what to do. But then they turn and they say, okay, we're all going to figure this out together. And they have groups coming. And we know really well now that groups making a decision can be very challenging, getting everybody to agree about something. And the polarity that we're experiencing now is not actually brand new. It was there at the very beginning. And all kinds of compromises were made in order to come up with something that would allow us to move forward. And today, it's really easy to look at the state of affairs in our country and to look at what is wrong. And I imagine some of you may not be excited about celebrating the 4th of July. I mean, there's the pet parade, which is now virtual if you live in Bend. And if you don't, you can still see it because it's virtual. And there's the 4th of July fireworks. And we have something called a butte here. If you don't live here, it's like a mountain except a lot smaller. But if you live in Houston, it looks huge. So it's big, and the fireworks go off on the top of that. And every year the question is, will the butte get burned this year? Because there always seem to be that, and the fire trucks are all parked on the butte ready to go into action. So those things are fun, and we'll do those anyway and like that, and set off sparklers. But the actual festival, the meaning of it, may be harder for some of us to get excited about because there is so much injustice in our country. How do we celebrate a country that says all men are created equal in the founding document, while clearly all people are not equal? And we're not even then. People of color were not treated equally. And nobody had in their wildest dreams the intention of including them in that document. They had bought into the idea of slavery because it was for their economic benefit. And they rationalized that it was because black people were subhuman. And it was ridiculous. It never had any truth to it. But you can believe anything if it serves your self-interest. And that's what happened in our country in the foundation. And we know what was done to the Native Americans, despite the wonderful welcome that settlers had been given when they first got, we sit down at Thanksgiving and we celebrate how the Native Americans had shared how to grow crops and things like that with the settlers and had really saved their lives. But we did not return the favor. So we have a past that we can't be terribly proud of in that way if we just look at how we behaved and how we continue to behave. But there's another way to look at this. If we look at this as part of the process of evolution, then it becomes a baby step. It was a baby step to say, we will be in charge of our own destiny. It was a baby step to say all men are created equal. As time went on, 100 years after that, look what was going on at that point. We had the Emancipation Proclamation that declared there would be no slaves, that slaves were set free. We had the Transcendental Movement and the beginning of new thought in our country, which was saying We have the power within. The power of our mind can create our reality. It was a beginning of connecting to the ruler within and creating a world. Now, not everybody followed that, obviously, but it was huge. It was huge in our country and continues to this day. It's our heritage as unity. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore were at that point in the late 1800s. So that was happening then. Fast forward another 100 years. Now we're 1965, 1975. What's going on then? We've got the civil rights movement, once again claiming that all people are equal. We've got women's lib happening. We've got the protests against the war in Vietnam saying make peace, not war. Do we accomplish these things? No, we don't accomplish any of those fully, but we take steps in that direction. Since then, we've continued. We've had movements around LGBTQ to ensure their rights, most recently even assured by the Supreme Court. We have continued to become more and more aware of the needs of others. So it's an evolving process. And now along comes coronavirus. And what is it the coronavirus is teaching us? Well, for one thing, there are no boundaries. You can't just say, oh, well, Texas and Florida, they've got the problem. We'll just put a fence around, build a wall. It won't go over that. That's not true. There are no walls that make any sense in our world because we are one world and one people. And what if what this is all leading to is an evolution in our consciousness that not only are all people equal, they are one. We are one organism. If you've watched Bruce Lipton, he has a wonderful video out that talks about the development from amoebas becoming the next level and so forth. And he goes way into the weeds with the biology of how it develops. But the ultimate is that we are not single human organisms. Humanity is an organism. And I believe that humanity as an organism isn't even the whole thing. It's the earth as an organism. And we are part of that organism. And so we are in a place of discovering how to act like one, because we are. We are in a process of realizing that we can't continue to trash the earth and not have consequences. When I was a little kid, I remember they started the Don't Be a Litter Bug campaign. You wouldn't think that you had to teach somebody not to litter, but in fact, they did, because before that, people just threw things out the car window as they drove along, because there was no consciousness that we are connected to the earth and what we do matters. But that has been growing and growing and growing. And as we see the effects on our planet of climate change, we are realizing the consequences of not caring for our extended body, the earth. If we look at this and we say, this is where we are going, and this is who we as a community are called to be, to help the whole awakened to the knowing that we are whole. We have so much medicine as community. We embody love so well. But there are so many who do not feel loved. So many people who feel like they don't belong. And it's our mission to show everyone belongs, to have the heart, our human hearts, just expand to be the heart of our one organism, this beautiful planet Earth of which we are cells. So this year, on the 4th of July, let's celebrate real freedom, the freedom to be free of prejudice, the freedom to be free to love one another, the freedom to evolve in our consciousness and to create something that was just a dream back in 1776, to which we could only make a little step forward. But what if, in years to come, we will be looking back at the time when we really arrived, when we have a planet where peace is the rule, where we are free to create and express the one that we are? What if we are in the birthing process of that now? Barbara Marx Hubbard, who recently passed, has been talking for at least 25 years, if not more, about how we are birthing the universal human. We are not separate. Equality is a given because we are all one. We are not the same, but we are all part of the one human organism. And we all have the right to be free. So let's celebrate that as the fireworks go off this Saturday. Namaste.
All right, y'all, we're going to let our hair down and we're going to do a little celebrating.
Blessed river, polishing stones, she is polishing our hearts. We are claiming our thrones to sit side by side in our awakened homes. Love is always watching. Love is always watching. And we're gonna sing,
Sing, sing our prayers of freedom.
and we're gonna sing,
Sing, sing our prayers of freedom.
and we're gonna sing,
Sing, sing our prayers of freedom. Sing our prayers of freedom for humankind.
medicine giver, gentle spirit of the land. She is polishing our hearts in ways we do not understand. We walk side by side and offer both our hands.
Love is always watching. Love is always watching.
And we're gonna sing,
Sing, sing our prayers of freedom.
and we're gonna sing,
Sing, sing our prayers of freedom.
and we're gonna sing,
Sing, sing our prayers of freedom. Sing our prayers of freedom for the land.
brothers, sisters, brave pilgrims of the night. We have followed our hearts, and to truth we have arrived. To sit side by side in divinity's light.
Love is always watching.
Yeah!
Love is always watching.
And we're gonna sing,
Sing, sing our prayers of freedom.
and we're gonna sing,
Sing, sing our prayers of freedom.
and we're gonna sing,
Sing, sing our prayers of freedom. Sing our prayers of freedom for the world.
prayers of freedom.
And we're gonna
Sing, sing our prayers of freedom.
And we're gonna
Sing our prayers of freedom. Sing our prayers of freedom for the world.
And we're gonna
Sing our prayers of
And we're
freedom.
gonna
Sing our prayers of
And
freedom.
we're gonna sing
Sing our prayers of freedom. Sing our prayers of freedom for the world. And we're gonna sing our prayers of freedom.
We're gonna
Sing our prayers of freedom.
And we're gonna
Sing our prayers of freedom. Sing our prayers of freedom for the world. Sing our prayers of freedom for the world. Sing our prayers of freedom for the world. Soulshine. You guys rock.
So much Soulshine. And isn't it great to have Sean Axton with us today, too? And thank you for bringing that beautiful song to us. I love that song. So we have just a couple of announcements. We're still looking for twirly things, spinners for the garden. We've got some, but we want ones that are shiny, because that's the thing that scares off the birds. And we love birds, we just don't want them in the garden. So if you have some of those or want to get some of those and bring them, that would be awesome. Also, just want to celebrate our spirit groups. We have 3 spirit groups happening, and they're all full. So Suzanne is doing one on What If It All Goes Right. Holly Simonette is doing one on The Artist's Way. And Meda is going to be starting one for the deaf community. And so she has 7 people and it's all going to be signing. So in order to be in the group, you have to be fluent in American Sign Language. So we're just so happy to have all of these full, and look for more opportunities to get into a group. They'll be continuing to come, and if you want to lead a group, let us know, because that's the first requirement. Somebody has to lead it. And we need to stay connected during this time. It has to happen in small groups. And we have no idea when we'll be able to come back and be all together in this room again. We want it yesterday, but it's going to be when it has to be. Meanwhile, community doesn't have to stop. We can be getting together in small groups physically or on Zoom. We can still connect. So let's make that happen. Also connecting in the Zoom lobby right after this. So much as I know you enjoy what we have done right here, what you really enjoy is seeing each other, but you have to get on the Zoom link to do that. So we send it out in the newsletter. Just click on that link and you'll be in, and you can say hi to some other folks. So I hope you'll take the time to do that and say hi. So let's do our offering right now, and just lift up your hearts in love. Know that love is always watching, and love is creating the freedom that we long for. And our energy is going toward that. Our energy is about love, our energy individually and our energy as a community. And our love is spreading out from here and reaching into the world. And it is creating a freedom that who knows what this world will become. If we know we are loved and we are safe in the heart of love, we can do anything. And that's where your money is going. You are going to putting that medicine out into the world. So I thank you for your generosity. You can see the link in the description of the live stream. of where to text it, or you can go onto our website and click on the donate button there. You can even mail it to us. But I encourage you to be part of the flow of this community with your energy. It doesn't matter how much it matters that you step into the flow. And we are so grateful for all the ways that you are doing that. And we are grateful for all the volunteer energy that has been put out on the property with the labyrinth and the garden. It's been really amazing to see what you have created there. And we look forward to more. So let's bless this offering in song.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Your Spirit within us. We bless these gifts. We send them forth to heal, bless, and prosper our faith and belief. They do good work in the world and return to us multiplied abundantly, and so it is. Thank you all for being here. It means the world to us that you are participating through watching and sending your love to us. We feel it. And let's just end now with the prayer of protection.
The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, because I am. I am. I The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Thanks for joining us for Virch Church.